Hey everybody, welcome back. I am your host, Joe JDF Foster, and today I'm going to be discussing the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Only I'm going to cover today's event rather than going through the entire history because I'm sorry, that is a really long history to go through, given when it started. And another reason is not a lot of people actually watch the parade, despite the number of people that are known to, and it being one of the more popular events of the year. Um, NBC was the one that I know of that aired it today, and with it, they did it in the morning, starting at 9 o'clock Central Time in the U.S., and it ran until noon. And they're going to do a repeat of it after another show that they're doing on there. They're going to do a repeat of it today. So if you didn't catch it this morning, you can catch it in the afternoon. Um, NBC did the actual parade, but CBS did a review. Did like a look over of the floats around the same time. Now, one thing that made me happy is that they did it despite the pandemic conditions because it showed how much they actually cared for the people and wanted to keep up with tradition. And now, for some of the good things about it, it kept up with the tradition of showing pop culture icons from the past and the present, such as Snoopy in his astronaut suit. Although, something I didn't know about that is that originally Snoopy wasn't in the astronaut suit when they put him on. He was actually in a different outfit. He's in his Baron outfit, which is the one where he's dressed like a pilot, where he faces off with the Red Baron, which, if you look it up, there's a song entitled Snoopy versus the Red Baron. And there's even a Christmas edition of it. But then it also had ones such as Ryan's World from YouTube. And that was actually the first YouTube um, character to be on the parade. Also showed traditional albums as well. Like I said, like with Snoopy, and the Grinch and things like that. And a trivia question I missed earlier this week actually had to do with the parade. The first balloon that was actually used in the parade, back when it was known as the Macy's Christmas Parade, was actually Felix the Cat. I thought it was Snoopy. And for those of you kids who don't know who Felix the Cat is, ask your parents and grandparents, and maybe even your great grandparents. But that's how far back. This cat goes back even further than that, as acknowledged by. I would have figured if it was going to be one of those cats that are that old, Heathcliff or Garfield would have gotten it. But nope, it was Felix. I guess because the black and white was so easy to do. And it showed the history of the parade during the event as well, showing images, well, video footage, anyways, from the earliest parade, or from the early parades, and some of the other balloons that had aired. And even talked about how they used to release the balloons, and if you happen to find one and bring it back to Macy's, they'd give you a discount or something for it in exchange for bringing the balloon back. Something that actually surprised me about the parade is that when they did Ronald McDonald, and usually they'd have his buddies there with him, either the Hamburglar or um, the female bird. I forget her name. The one they actually chose this year was actually Grimace, his big purple friend. And Ronald McDonald's first appearance is a balloon, and while they also had the people there as Ronald and Grimace, they had the balloon version of Ronald McDonald, which actually made its first appearance in the parade in 1987, which means it's actually not as old as I thought it was. And Pokemon decided to have Pikachu in his and a little snowman version of him with a red cap on. But they had dancers there doing a dance to the original Pokemon theme, the original U.S. Pokemon theme, not the Japanese version. And it's the 20th anniversary in the parade as well. Also, I like the fact that it incorporates world cultures and local traditions in the parade, such as the use of the reggae. I mean, not the reggae. Sorry, that's not correct. It wasn't reggae. Um, they had the carnival used in it. They had the fire department, and the biggest local tradition is the police that come out at the beginning of the parade. But back to the fire department, they have them come out in their attire, and it's actually Scott. They're actually dressed in kilts and things, because I think they're actually Irish. Is the idea of it, and play the drums and everything, and it's actually a really nice thing. Very beautiful. Also, there was a balloon designed in this parade this year of a sun with where it's got a lot of, I'm guessing what's supposed to be raised, but it could be seen as arms in some ways. That was designed by a woman. It is the first female artist designed balloon in this parade. And the artist who designed it is also the oldest at 90 years old. And it was exclusively for the 2020 Macy's Day Parade. Also, for you wrestling fans, you WWE fans, and Miami Hurricanes, they actually had a balloon of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from when he was wrestling in the late 90s as The Rock during what would be known as the Nation and the Corporation days of him, leading up to WrestleMania 15 when he had his big rivalry with Stone Cold. And this was actually in honor of a TV show that he's got coming in 2021 known as Young Rock, where it's going to follow his life as a kid and up through his college years. So be on the lookout for that. And to me, it just sounds like they're trying to play off the idea that they did with Big Bang Theory with young Sheldon. But who knows, this could actually be another success for them. Also, another thing that came up was Smokey the Bear balloon, which debuted 54 years ago, which makes it one of, if not the longest PSA announcement balloons in the parade on how to control people people started forest fires and how to prevent them. Now, for the bad part of it, and this is more on a personal level, the parade itself was not bad. It was actually really well done. The only bad things about it is how it made me feel old, either because I didn't know some of the pop culture references or the singers that were performing, or such as in the case of Jagged Little Pill, when it was performed, I can actually still remember when it was an album and I owned it. which is what was really hurtful in that, because who would have thought that Alanis Morissette's album from the 90s by now would have been turned into a musical styling outside of the music genre, outside of the music industry. Also, the fact that nobody could attend due to the pandemic and they had the arrival of Santa without the children to see in person, that felt kind of odd to me, because the arrival of Santa for the children is a major thing. But yet, at the same time, I can understand why. So again, these are more personal issues with the ideas than it was for the actual thing. Now, let me know what, for those of you that watched it, let me know what you thought of it. And for those of you who haven't watched it, it's probably going to be on YouTube or somewhere that you can catch it later on. If you don't watch the replay of it later this afternoon, please let me know what you think of. I mean, what you thought of the actual parade. And again, feel free to suggest for an upcoming video, because again, I'm just basically winging what I can think of when I come up with them. So until next time, see you later.